Toby, are you there? Okay, maybe he's coming in. So allow me to introduce myself. I'm Zafar Sadiq. I'm a professional ICT professional in Bangladesh. So in parallel to that, I'm an Agile fan. So just I am a co-learner with you. So I just keep learning. So I want to learn from you guys, and as long as I'm here, I will share what I have learned. So I'll share in this fourth. Me and Tafiq bhai will share in this fourth session. So welcome you all to this session. So before going to the presentation and also into the activity session, so allow me to describe the session pattern. So every session there will be sub-session, that is every 1 hour. After 1 hour, we'll have at least 5 minute break. So we'll have this one 5 minute break, so that we can utilize that for our own purpose, whatever it is required. And in the before going to the third session, before session, due to the prayer time in Dhaka, so will that break will be 10 minutes. So that's all. So I would request to I at least introduce each other with each other so that we can have an at least idea. So I would request all to just one by one. I'm going to tell the name. So or you can introduce the name, which country you are there, and which track in the professional, like you're in project management track or software development, engineering, or something else. Okay. So no need to mention your organization or something else, but just we need to mention that which track you are, and any certification related to Agile Scrum do you have or not. So these three things: name, professional track, and do you have any certification or attended any training on Agile Scrum or earlier or not. So I'd request to start your mic on your mic and introduce yourself, please.
You did not mention any name.
Name is obviously there. Because I'm seeing here the name, but obviously you need to mention your name. I'm going to mention because everybody is waiting who will talk first. Huh? So first I'm going to give the option to Sumit.
Hello,
Yeah,
good afternoon.
good afternoon.
I'm Sumit from India, Gujarat, India,
Great.
and I'm going to startups for software development. So
Okay.
this agile scrum mastering or this agile purpose is used to software development to a better software, as I think,
Yes. Great.
and that's why I have an interest to this topic. That's why I'm going to this session.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank
Uh,
you.
Thank you very much. So next, please.
Hi, I am into the quality assurance field right now,
Okay.
and I have attended some trainings in Scrum Master, so I would like to just refresh my knowledge.
Very good. So you are from India.
Yeah, I am from India. Right now, I am in
Which?
Muscat.
Okay. 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 So if you are India, because I know bit, so that's why if you mention your state, then it will be easier to recognize. Okay, no problem. I'm coming to Abhishek Kumar.
Hi, I'm from India, Bangalore, and
Very
currently I'm playing the role of the Scrum Master.
wow.
Just I have joined this course as a refresher
Very
point
good.
of view, so
Very
I'm
good.
just looking forward to learn from you. And
It's an
yeah,
honor to be with you.
yeah,
Thank you very much.
same here.
Next is Oliver.
Hi, I'm Oliver. I'm from Germany, Munich, and I'm also a certified Scrum Master.
Wow. It's an honor to be here with us, Oliver.
Thanks.
Thank you. Miss Mahfuza.
Hello, I am Mafuza. I am from Germany, but I I come from Bangladesh. So here I am
Okay.
studying. Right now I am doing a master's and I have a student assistant job. So yeah, I
Great.
actually I don't have any practical experience and literally I don't know anything about Agile. So I like to learn something from here.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be with us.
Thank you.
Satyendra.
Hello. Yeah.
Yes.
Hi. My name is Satyendra. I'm from India, Bangalore, and mostly I'm in infrastructure side and cloud. I am certified Scrum Master. Just I did this certification so I can implement agility in a management role in infrastructure side. So far, which is not possible, couldn't happen because of waterfall and agile differences. So I'm just here to know maybe I can get some help from you on your team to implement agile in my waterfall model management side.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So next, Sanjay Shaha.
Yeah, my name is Sanjay Saha. I am from Calcutta, India. Okay. Although I am a certified Scrum Master and working as a lead business analyst or product owner in company. So this course is I am attending for refreshing and my knowledge and so the and whether there is something being new or other techniques I can learn from the course.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome. Then RSRA. So I don't know it's called short name or not. Okay. Yes.
Hello,
Please.
everyone. I'm Rama. I'm
Okay.
connecting from France. So I'm here. I'm working as a project manager here. So I wanted to take up this course because I always understood like project manager is more or less similar to Scrum Master, and I have never handled a project in agile mode. So I wanted to know whether how different the role of a Scrum Master is from a project manager, and also just get a real-time experiences. And because there's always a process and a methodology, but we have real-time challenges when you want to apply those.
Yes.
So it's more for that I wanted to attend this course with you guys to just share everybody's experiences and just collect those. So yeah,
Thank you
thank
very
you.
much. Thank you very much. So Sanjay Shaha. Did you hear from you? I don't know.
Yeah,
Because
I have already spoken.
actually that question is that after joining anyone, there's actually this names are reshuffling. So I was started from a one order, but it's already been
Yeah.
shuffled. Sorry
Oh,
to
no, no,
bother
not
you.
no issue.
Srikant.
Hi everyone, this is Srikanth. So currently I'm working as a company bank. Okay, so
Okay.
I'm a certified ITLF foundation I have completed and Prince 2 and certified Scrum Master.
Okay.
Okay, so and RPA certified as well, robotic process of automation certified. So currently, like working as a Scrum Master in one of the bank. Okay, but I want to learn new things like within the forum.
Thank you very
Okay.
much. Thank you. Then Kushal. Okay. Thank you. So Torena.
Hello, my name is Tarina and I live in Atlanta, Georgia. One
Okay.
of my friends is a Scrum Master and she piqued my interest, and so I'm currently in classes. I currently work in the healthcare field, so I am definitely wanting to be involved in live sessions to where I can gain more knowledge as I am currently am in school for this. So I'm really excited to join this group.
Thank you very much. It's an honor to be with you guys. Actually, I'm feeling really excited because lots of talented guys you are here, so I can enhance myself also. I'm a co-learner actually. I would say then this Faham Miraj.
Hello, I'm Faham from Dhaka, Bangladesh. Currently, I'm working as a senior software engineer in a software startup, and we do use agile methodologies. So I thought maybe learning details from you guys will help me. So that's why I joined.
Thank you very much. Anil Kumar.
Hey all, I'm Ajit Kumar and I'm from India, Hyderabad, India. And yeah, currently I'm working as a QA lead and we are implementing like Scrum here. And yes, I want to learn Scrum and I want to implement and see how it goes here, like in the current company.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now moving to Nasima Shaheen.
Hi, can you see me?
Yes, please.
Yeah. This is Nasima Shaheen. I'm from Dhaka, Bangladesh, and I'm working as a project manager. Basically, though I'm working in the project management field, but my background is actually not from technical side. But I have had few experiences working in IT and network projects. What agility about agility, I had very introductory kind of knowledge. I mean, having some experience from training sessions. But now I'm looking for it to know about more since Zafar Bhai, you know, I mean, informed me that there's sort of very sort of different idea of agility implementation in the other areas, other functions other than the technical side. So in this pandemic situation, I think that world will be quite different after the post-COVID, or maybe even now. So I was thinking like if I can gather some knowledge about it, maybe it will be really helpful for me. And I'm looking forward to learn from you all the Scrum Masters and all the very good resources here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you joining with us. And now Ranadhir. Hello, are you there?
Yeah, can you speak?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, sorry. Actually, I'm outside. I just forgot about the meeting and I came out. The thing
Okay.
is, right now I'm working in Singapore as a product manager, and I'm moving to the role of a project manager.
Okay.
And I was fascinated regarding the new technologies and the methodologies that have been introduced.
Okay.
So when I got to know regarding the agility, I thought of showing keen interest, and I would like to learn more about it, and I would like to see how it will be helpful for me in my future career as well as the current role too.
Thank you very much.
Sorry, my video won't be available.
No problem.
Apologies
No
for that.
problem. No problem. So Hania. Now Hania. So please.
Yes, tell me.
Hello.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. I didn't hear the question, so what do you want to hear from me?
Just to know you means your name, which country, and which role you are playing in your organization. That means in a project management or technical side or something else, whatever it is. So in current role, and your interest to Agile Scrum means whether you have learned earlier or this is your first time.
Now, my name is Hania Kilani. I'm from Jordan. I am a business analyst and sometimes take project management roles.
Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to ask actually in here, actually in the screen, I'm seeing actually somehow you didn't mention your name. It's coming as Galaxy A50. Can you please introduce yourself?
Hey Jafar bhai, this is Animesh. I'm calling from India, Delhi, and I'm typically working with that telecom IT project as a operation management role. And I did some initial training on Agile and Scrum Master and DevOps. So I need to more things, interesting part because of that. In my project also we are using development and parallelly also doing operation. So for that I just joined this program.
Thank you very much. Next, to Mahfuz Islam.
আসসালামু আলাইকুম। আমি মাহফুজুল ইসলাম। আমি বেসিক্যালি একজন কম্পিউটার ইঞ্জিনিয়ার। কারেন্টলি একটা সফটওয়্যার ফার্মে আছি, টিকে গ্রুপের সফটওয়্যার ফার্ম। নাম হচ্ছে জেনএফ2 লিমিটেড। ওখানে সিনিয়র সফটওয়্যার ইঞ্জিনিয়ার হিসেবে কর্মরত আছি।
Thank you.
সরি, আমি একটু লেট করে ফেলেছি মেবি, সরি।
That's all right. So actually, so in that case now, actually allow us to just mention about things. What is actually what we are doing? Me and Tawfiq bhai both are in professional segment. So and we are doing our job in parallel to this is our knowledge sharing platform. So here actually we do lots of works like training, one-to-one mentoring, coaching and mentoring works, and also in some agile transformation is in the pipeline. Sorry. So some mid-level and small-scale organizations already we have in the contact, and that's in the process to start the agile transformation. Due to this COVID-19, it's been bit delayed. I think all of you know that this hits this us all of us in it's like a shockwave. So and so actually this agile transformation also, and also individually, because actually why we mention this agile transformation, because agility is currently everywhere. So agility everywhere is like in our personal life, personal agility is there, marketing agility is there, HR agility is there, so supply chain agility is there, auditing agility is there, so engineering agility in front of us all. And actually last couple of years we know very well about engineering agility, but in parallel to that, actually all these sort of agility emerged actually, and it's evolved actually. And then actually what is the agility? This we need to know, that we are going to share. So I'm going to a bit going a bit back, because actually normally these agility things in a common few common myths are there. So I'm going to start discussion from that myths actually. So everybody can hear me, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. So I'm going to share my screen. So I think my screen is visible, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So actually, we're not going to talk about detail about this career plan, but actually to have you an idea, because actually, sorry friends, like somebody else, some of us have no idea about agility. So I'm going to draw it from the scratch. So, and this is actually this training learning program is designed from the for everybody, so that for a fresher new learner can learn from there and evolve to the end. So and our main interest is that we need to share our knowledge, because we want to share those information that, look guys, this agility is not for one segment, only engineering segment, it's for everywhere. So that's why actually we build a community group in Dhaka. It is Agile Tour Bangladesh, because we want to travel in the agility world. So different segments and different wings of the agility. So that is Agile Tour Bangladesh, and we have another group is called Agile Management Group, that is Management 3.0. I think some of us might have heard or some idea about Management 3.0. For those don't have, so for them actually that Management 3.0 is a new recommended practice group for practicing idea for this Agile management. So that is called Next Generation Management. So Tawfiq and me both are the facilitator from Bangladesh, and we have formed a group. so to share the knowledge. Also, we are in the backside of another group, this as Women in Agile Bangladesh, the first women and only authorized women in a Bangladesh chapter. So, and also in the later session, the mod admin Zubaidapa, she will join with us to introduce all of you. So actually, point was that actually we are trying to share our knowledge. So all of you guys are welcome to this knowledge sharing session, and also I hope that this session will continue. This knowledge sharing will continue. This is the starting of the journey will forever, because actually so that we can continue this knowledge. Then after any moment, your personal transformation, personal agility transformation, or organizational transformation, you will we will try our best to help you out. So okay, let's go for it. So as common thinking is that agility only initially comes from that it's a myth that it's for project management. Actually, let's see what is project management. So I'm that, as I mentioned, I'll go bit back from the myths. That is, agility is for project management, though we'll break it out that agility is not only for project management, it's for everywhere. So let's see what is a project. Actually, when you define a project, it's have at least five basic characteristics. That is, it will introduce a change. Definitely, it will be a temporary endeavor, and it must be a cross-functional activity. It will be unique, and it will have some uncertainty which we need to manage. So this area, this part, actually a basic characteristics, because why change? Because any moment, anything new we want to do is a change, and this change helps us to make some better business, better work, or something else, so whichever required in the business side. So obviously in that case we need a cross-functional resource, and its output will be an unique things. But interesting the part is that in the project we have to manage the uncertainty part very strongly and religiously, because this is very important, because any uncertainty can damage the project in just in a second. So this is the basic part. So this uncertainty managing is one of the challenging area. So basically agility talks about this volatility and uncertainty of any situation as volatility and uncertainty part. So that's why it's actually very much relates with the project management. So that's why we think about this agility means is a project manager. No, agility means adapting with the change. So we'll coming to this again and again later part. So let's see what is a why I mentioned to be a project. It is a smart, criteria. So that is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time bound. So if whenever in a project, it has to be a specific scope, measurable outcome, achievable goal, and it should be realistic, and the time bound it should be there. Otherwise, it will not be a project. So this is a common idea. I think all of you have idea that what is project. So I'm reiterating on those. Now, actually, this project management started in 1950s. Okay, and in 1950s, when this project management started, so that time actually, though it is not related to agile, but for related to project management, because we need to find out that who are those who thinks and give us the shaping of it. That is Mr. Henry Grant, who give us shared this thought knowledge of breaking the task and making them a sequence. So that is the planning and control technique we used and very known as Gantt chart. So actually, Mr. Henry Grant, his name, this first word is Gantt chart, converted. Last word is converted to a name of the Gantt chart. So this is a gratitude to him. And another name is the Henry Foyle. Actually, he creates the different delivery functions of a project management. Why I'm telling, actually, also we got the broad breakdown structure from him. Why I'm telling this one? Actually, normally we think this actually that project management is a very structured things. Nobody thinks earlier in that way. No, it's not. Lots of people's thinking comes up and compiled this way nowadays. We find out. So let's go a bit. Uh, okay, so I'm moving to agile. Actually, what is agile? What is agility? It's the agility is the things of adapting with the change. So, and it's an evolutionary approach. It's actually where requirement and solution evolve through a collaborative effort, self-organized and cross-functional team, and their customers and users. So it advocates adaptive planning. So mind it, here it is adaptive planning. It's not like the straightforward planning. So earlier what is like that, it's a planning, but here we are mentioning it adaptive. That means based on the situation, will plan will evolve and redesigned accordingly. Evolutionary development and early delivery and continual improvement, and its courage encourage rapid and flexible response to change. Okay, so actually normally what happened, traditional project management was there, where most of us might have heard the waterfall model. So for a big project, what happened, the requirements design, development, testing, and the deployment. So even if you think about any engineering project like a bridge construction, everything there, it was also the same. That is the a requirement design, then they make the plan, prepare the part of it, and then compile of it, test it, and then the final deployment. So this, whenever it's a big project, and these thoughts are changing, and this changing comes up, stakeholder expectations that no, don't want to wait for this long time, and I want to get a result for a shorter period, so that I will be confident enough that okay, it's going to be delivered. For example, if you need to invest a multi-million dollar project for a 2 years, so then how will we ensure before 2 years that okay, it is going to be implemented? If any damage or incur comes up, and after knowing that okay, multi-million already lost. So to avoid this one, these things are coming up. Okay, considering the change, considering the implementation, will get faster delivery, and at least might be a functional delivery in a smaller scale, and that will be one by one go to the bigger scale. That means small delivery, it will merge with the another round of delivery, and at the end of the time, this cumulative outcome will be a bigger, which we want. Now actually most of the case, especially for IT people nowadays, question is that which one will choose, waterfall or agile. So actually agile way of working people are liking because it's more relates to the customer's voice or stakeholder voice. It might be stakeholder, internal stakeholder also. So your stakeholder voice, you can collaborate. So let's see how it defines itself. Okay, so so basically, agile is a philosophy, agile is a thought. So it have some statement of value. It have four values actually. Based on that, this total agility belongs. Okay, so that is first one is the individuals and interactions over process and tools. So actually earlier what happened, our traditional project management or traditional delivery management or traditional engineering practice says that okay, what we need to do, what are the process design, and what are the things, what are the tools we are going to use, and we follow that. But we never cared about the stakeholders or customers point expectation, what they want, how they want, what is their pain point. So that is a bit after requirement documentation. After requirement documentation, it's been defined. Just give me one. Sorry for that interruption, some noise. So actually, oh, okay. So next one is the working software over comprehensive documentation. Normally, what is it is common practice earlier that in the waterfall model or earlier practice like this, that will make a very good documentation. Everybody can use it, but rather than we give the less focus what is the usability of it, because as a result, what happened? End user might feel that oh no, I feel that it could be much more better, much more interactive. What I look like. So sometimes earlier, it's my due to this my and Tawfiq's and everybody's experience that we build a lots of good features, software with good features, everything is documented, but customer is not feeling happy. Just I want to share one experience that just couple of months back, I was facing one stakeholder, and he was saying that he's a very known to me. He said that I'm very unhappy with my software development team. I said, why? What is the reason? This he said actually this actually that they are not thinking about my way. I said, what is your own way? What do you mean that it's very functional? Yes, it's very functional. It's useful. Yes, it is useful. But what is the gap? Then he said, actually, look, I'm very busy man. I want these things to be very faster loading. So it is not a faster loading. It takes time to load a page, and every time any data loading, any query or everything. So for me, it's not the convenient one. So you see, after giving a long effort, I then I came to know that that software was built in after around 8 months, and then it's really released. And actually, the main stakeholder is not happy, and he's that okay, no, it's a good feature is there, but I'm not happy because it's very slow responsive. So you see that after this 8 month of delivery, the team realized that from get a feedback, it's not good one for him, the for user. So this is very much important. Actually, I'm going to ask all of your experience in this regards after this just of this point. So and also the next one is the customer collaboration over contract negotiation. And some cases for the contractual obligatory part, sometimes we focus only on the contractual side, but we don't think about the small level of customer collaboration, what we need, what we think about it. Because we just think that this is as per the scope, we need to do this, and that's all. But sometimes, some cases, your proactive steps can make some delights in your customer mind, and actually, which is required for you actually. Okay. And the last one is the responding to change over following a plan. The interesting part is that there's another dimension, that is the responding to change over following a plan. So normally, primarily, it comes up to our mind that what is the meaning of it? That means, are we going to allow all the changes? Whatever it is required will be asked by the customer? No, actually, we'll respond. And you know that for a customer response, responding to a customer is an art, and it is my idea. I want to share one thing, and it is I get the very good result. If you mention one thing whenever you cast a customer or a stakeholder ask any change or any task, so if you follow that, okay, yes, we can do it, but yes with a but. Remember one thing, yes with a but. Because if you say yes we can do it, but there is some consequence. What is that consequences? That is, we need to analyze it. We need to analyze its risks. We need to analyze its impact. Then we can tell you about it. And to be very honest, I have my personal experience in this way, that yes, I can do it, but I need to analyze this impact. So then whenever our team, they design the impact, analyze the impact, and when I go send it to the stakeholder, he said, no need to do the change, do it your own way. So this is actually the very important, and interestingly, I would say that that year I become the stakeholder recommended project manager that time. So that time I was not following any agility, but just I use my own way. So actually, this agility thing comes up from the lots of people's brain work. Okay, so let's see what is that.
Excuse me.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I have one question here actually. Before moving forward, I'm so sorry to disturb you.
No
See,
problem.
yep. So you are explaining example. Okay, that's perfect. Actually, it's really works. Okay, but my thing is like, and I want to inform to all of our mates actually. See, we have I can see that here different background, different peoples are here. Okay, so
Yes.
at least if you can hard stop 15-20 minutes, if they want to share any kind of real time experience. Similarly,
I'm going to
so
come.
that's
I'm going
yeah.
just after this 1 minute talk is going to come to because we need to clear this manifesto, Agile Manifesto and these 12 principle very clearly. And to for all of us actually, in the after first two session, we'll have some activity so that we can match with those principles and the values, so that it will keep in our mind. Okay,
Okay,
so we
great.
can match, and then that is active, there is activity is there.
Okay,
So
great.
just I would request to understand what he says, so then we can match with those during the activity, and it will help us to make it clear. Okay,
Okay, great.
so now let's just with the on this honor, when these in 20 years back actually, from now on, these 17 fellows, actually there you will find out these names are in the bottom of the page. These fellows actually sit together and decide to make these 4 values in a written document, and that is already defined as agilemanifesto.org, and you'll find out this. I take the snapshot from the website, so this is a snapshot, and with this honor, so this agilemanifesto.org, there they define these 4 values and 12 principle for the agility. So still we are following that, we are and fully utilizing that one whenever any agility is there. So these actually these 17 peoples, and somebody might have heard 2 name bit familiar, or 3 name. So most of the case, Jeff Sutherland, now Dr. Jeff Sutherland, and Ken Schwaber from UK, Mike from actually USA. So others actually, these fellows at that time, they're the most experienced software engineering guys. That time they find out. So somebody might have the question, why software engineering coming in again and again? So just allow me to give a 1 minute focus on that. Compared to any other project, software engineering projects are bit challenging. Just think, if we ask for a construction project, a bridge, or a farmhouse, or apartment complex, or a commercial market, you will have an idea similar to this project. You can find out similar type of projects are nearby to you. But whenever any software project, you cannot make it similar, because even if it is the similar functions, if you prepare for another organization, but for that organization it's a completely new. So you need to think about a new every possible aspect and requirements of it. So, and even the stakeholder or the customer who are giving you these requirements, they don't have the pure visibility or fully visibility of what they are expecting. So as a result, what happened, sometimes the reality comes that after some development, or after some requirements also, requirement finalization also, these things are changing, keep changing. Okay, so this is the interesting part of it. So that means these are changing, and these changes are real challenges, because you will find out that your stakeholder will say that, oh no, this is my requirement at this moment. You have to manage it, you have to draw it. I don't care about the money, I don't care about the time, but I need this feature as soon as possible, right now, right away. So as soon as possible. And but if you say that, no, look ma'am, if you as per the plan, I cannot do this delivery, I need 3 months time. In the meantime, I need your CR and sign this document, then after that 3 months I can I will start for the development. That means actually you're losing the hope, disheartening the, actually the customer will feel that his heart is broken. Okay, this guy is not listening to my words. Correct. So just actually before going to the next, here I want to, as you are, I find out that a few experienced guys are there. So, and also from the project management, can we go for an some experience where these actually real experience from you guys, like responding to change, customer collaboration, working software, and the interaction with the stakeholders or customers. Randomly, it's open to all. That can we share your experience? Anyone, please. Yes, Nasima, Shaheen, please share your experience.
Yeah, actually, I'm talking about my experience in the 2012, when I was a product manager of a product, and I can relate it from the customer collaboration point of view. the third point you were mentioning. So at that point, we were actually investing on some of the software, and we are working with one of the IT team in very renowned university students, and their leader was very highly skilled one. But at a time, we found that whatever they have developed, and it was hosted in our premises server, and while we were trying to access it when we tested it, and it was taking a lot of time, and the load was very time basis. So after I mean quite long time, when we discovered it, and it was really hectic for us to and we are very I as a product manager was very why they have not mentioned it earlier, and what is the consequences if we host it in our premises, or if we may could do it better if we host it in their premises while they were working out of Dhaka. So I can relate that if we had a sort of idea about agile back in 2012, maybe they could have had sort of interaction with with us, and maybe we could have better time basis planning.
Right.
Thank
Great. So I'm expecting from others. So please, uh, anyone, please.
Myself, Randir here.
Okay, please.
Yeah, actually, just want to discuss regarding the differences. I mean, because I'm the one who works both in as a techie guy. Then I moved into the role of a product manager. Now I moved to the role of a program manager. So I
Okay.
have the experience of both agility as well as waterfall model. The thing is, IT industry is moving more towards agility. The only reason behind it is what I see is the client foresee an idea and the team works for that idea, and nobody knows how the idea is going to turn out. And the client cannot express his idea how he wants to be. Just he has only an idea that he wants it to go into launch the product as early as possible. In product terminology, we call this minimum viable product and minimum valuable product, which can be achieved only through agile, repetitive, iterative iterations, which cannot be done through waterfall model. And the other way around, if I talk about waterfall model, if I work for a few banks, in banks we have regulatory, where the regulatory does not have any outcome. Only thing is that we need to meet the requirement. So in that, no need to go for agility. And the end customer don't foresee the regulatory standards. Only they see the end result. At that time, we choose. I mean, any industry choose waterfall model. But comparatively, I would say both are different. Though both are different, agility has a more visibility and more what do you say outcome oriented product where user can easily, if ever he has an idea and the developer has developed with that idea, but on the when he see the idea and he can realize that okay, my idea is not so good, which I can go with the launch, so he can come up an additional value so that it can be changed through next sprint. That's it from my end. Hello.
Yep. So Ranveer, yeah, thanks
Yeah.
for sharing. This is Srikanth here. Okay.
Yeah, please.
See, actually, like that similar kind of problem I am also facing at this moment. Okay. As a Scrum Master, okay, I'm facing that problem. Okay. So to overcome that, like what is the best approach? What is the best technique I want to learn? Okay. That's a like key thing like I would like to learn. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Actually, I would to here mention again that as we are a mixed mode here, so somebody either have no idea about agility, somebody yes, you have a very good idea about agility. So actually, we want to bring everybody in a single pace. So that's why we are moving to we are actually going through this foundation part, so the values and principles part. So let's move to these principal parts. What are the 12 principles? Agile principles we have. Okay, these values are defined. One is deliver value. So actually, we need to think about that. What value we are delivering? Actually, if we give a value to that, deliver a value to the customer, that is important because that is the main point of the interest. So it might be a brand value, it might be financial value, it might be some reputations. Actually, it's value there. And so I want to share again one experience. Actually, this is not for your information. These all experience are not mine. Actually, some cases I heard in the different classes from you guys like this different people. So that's why I'm not mentioning any name or organizations here. Just sending one example that one customer actually was their computer released a new software. Okay, and we take new lots of features for the customer supports. So at the same time, that stakeholder was also in the development in progress. So he find out that new competitor, their competitor released some features which is actually very much attractive to the customer. So and the markets are moving to that way, people are moving to that way. So he come to the team and said, okay, look, these features are designed to launch in 2 months later, but I want to launch those features right now as soon as possible, right way. So that moment actually the coincidentally the delivery team was quite good enough, the good at a hand they have, and they said, okay sir, we need to check it about it, and we need to talk to the manager so to meet it. And they said they'll give the analysis to the manager, and everybody they accept it. And then this development changed to the that mandatory good features requirements delivery. So you see that this value delivery, because if you don't give that support, you can easily avoid it in as per contract. But whenever you're saying that, okay sir, I'm taking this serious, okay, I am going to make it and participate it, and we're giving you a response, that means actually you're delivering some you're showing some your seriousness to that work. Okay, you have taken it in very seriously. So people might say that, okay, oh yes, he have taken, he's trying his best. So this actually, and when we delivered, then he felt that, he or she feel that, oh yes, I got a good value, is a very good things. So this usability part, this value delivery part is the number one priority, number one principle of the Agile principle. So embrace change. So this actually, we need to welcome the change. Normally what happen in any delivery team, delivery works, and everywhere, we show our resistance of changing. So we show our resistance to change. So, and this, whenever this welcome, we welcome this change, if we start welcoming this change, actually that will not hamper. We need to follow the as a change management process, but we need to adapt it in our from the mind that, okay, we'll accept it. Change might come, change might required, because the stakeholders might ask you for new things for his own purpose, for his or her business purpose. So that is his right to ask you for change if it is required, if she mentioned. And just we need to mention the impact, that is what, how much time is required, what that money impact, scope impact, and others impact. So if they accept, so we can, yes, you can say yes, because we are actually doing for our customer or stakeholders, not for our own. Okay. So now coming to this, deliver frequently, because this frequent delivery is very much important. Because normally earlier what happened for a 2 years long project, after before ending to the 2 year period, we got a release like 3 to 5 months earlier, sometimes is more, like one release, that is, okay, the software is ready, now you check. So based on that, we'll go for acceptance. And in that moment, this hiccups start coming up. Okay. So, and that moment, this noise started with the stakeholder. That stakeholder or customer will say like this, look, I do not want this feature, I mean something else, but you develop something else. And that start the point this fighting starts. Am I correct? Anyone?
Yep.
Yes or no?
Yes,
Yes.
yes, you're
Yes.
correct.
Very good. Thank you. So now, whenever earlier there is a one prototype concept was there. Okay, that means we made some one sample idea, and we made it and assigned it to the team that, okay, this would be your model, but that is not a functional one. So some cases that kind of sample showroom, sample distribute design and document and everything can be used as a toy, but that will not as a make as a functionality. In terms of functionality, it is very much important if we can deliver it in a small pieces. For example, you are a new manufacturer of a car, and then as a buyer I'm not that much confident, but yes, I know that you are a young talent, you are a startup, you have a lots of working experience and expertise, guys, so you can make it. I have a trust on your and your imagination and capacity, so dream and capacity. So in that case I will ask, okay, you can you show me a small parts of the development. So then in that case you design and developed a manufactured the engine chassis and everything, and show the stakeholder, come to me that, okay, look, this is the your engine, I'm going to set it on the chassis of the car. So in that moment what will happen, I'll feel comfortable, okay, yes, my things are coming up. So that is why frequent delivery is the important part.
So
Now,
if I'm not wrong, you are
yes,
basically explaining the prototyping stages of some product, right?
no, no, I'm not, I'm telling about the functional part of the small functional part. It's not about the prototyping, because prototyping part is that you can show the total things in a small scale, but it's about the frequent delivery means a functional delivery. Like for example, if you are if I the example I was mentioning that, okay, I'm giving you an order to give in delivery a car, but I'm not confident your manufacturing capacity. So what you show me that, okay, this is your engine, okay, delivered in 2 weeks, okay, done, please do it, then you show me, okay, yes, it's good.
Zakir bhai, sorry, can I share one of my real example for this?
Yes, obviously you are welcome.
Actually, who was talking, dear the questioner. Actually, what happened? I work in a different project, where we had to build a pickup car and make some sort of cooling system in it for delivery of foods. Okay, so cooked food. So what happened? We bought the car and we deliver it. I mean, we provide it to someone who actually can transform this pickup to delivery van. So where we had to have sort of a requirement that it should be able to keep the food warm, at the same time if we need it can keep it cool as well. So two sort of requirement we had in the same system in the car. So what happened, and we are not we're not that confident about whether it may can be happen in Dhaka, because usually most of the vendors, they disagreed that we cannot implement both of the requirement in the same car. But one or two guys, they agreed. That's why to have our confidence, what happened after 3 weeks maybe, the guy, he asked to visit their site, and we went there, and there he actually showed us the what how he has made the hood, and what material he has used, and what material maybe will be helping for the cooling, and which part will be helping for warm, keeping their food warm, and how the AC activity will be provided from the engine side. So that sort of demo sort of visit they made us for us, and after that we thought that, okay, we have provided the our acts to the right guy who will be able to perform the work. So that's why that was my experience. So I can relate it to it.
Yes, thank you. So anybody have any query regarding this delivery frequently? Okay, now I'm moving to this next principle, that is work together. This is the most cases, common case, challenging part, that business and the developers must work together. And this part actually, because what happened, who is the business owner and who shared you the requirement, normally most of the cases, and in some, well, not all the cases, but some most of the cases we never meet with them. So actually we don't have the idea actually what is the features, what is the point actually, what is the expectation of the stakeholders. So just we listen and do the things, and we never meet. If we face any explanation requirement, but we cannot ask to the that business owner. So for him or for whom we are developing. So it is very much important. So Agile principle number 4 is saying that these business people and developers must work together daily throughout the project. That means at least for a certain particular amount of time, these people, the business people and the developers can meet if they require. If they require. Okay. So now this coming to this motivated individuals. So motivated individuals, we know that what is the motivation, importance of the motivation right now. This COVID-19 scenario, motivation become very critical. Earlier, some cases it was not bothered, but now it is a very much important for everybody that okay, people are motivated or not. They're giving support, doing doing work from home. It is good. They are motivated or not. Okay. So it is very much important for it, and it is important for us also. That is, if our team members are motivated for the work, we can make these things happen also. Now number 6 is face-to-face conversation. Okay. So this face-to-face conversation is very much important, because normally what happened when while we are discussing over phone or in WhatsApp, any yeah, other way, we cannot dictate, we cannot imagine, we cannot identify the facial expression of the stakeholder. Sometimes your stakeholders or the customer can say yes, it's okay, but he might have some anger. He might show some disagreement with you. He's saying, he or she is saying yes formally, but it's some disagreement in his or her mind. In that case, it's a very tough to handle it. So and because you cannot, if you can see his or her face in face to face in front of you, you will find out that their anger's level drastically fall. Because normally this is common human behavior that a human being cannot utter bad words at the same with in front of that person who is giving the pain or doing something else. So because actually in this way, whenever this face to face conversation, the problem, personality conflict and lots of things can be minimized.
Zafar Bhai again, Nasima. Sorry
Yes.
to interrupt, but for my clarification only, I'm talking about the work together thing. Meeting. I mean, working together, business people and the developers. So
Yes.
basically, since most of the technical people are here, maybe they will be able to relate. I'm from the other background, but work with IT people for a long time. So from their side, and also having the business mindset in my mind, in my at my work as well. So we this is a very critical thing. This principle is explaining, I mean,
Yes.
trying to
Yes.
implement, because
Yes.
developer will never I mean, feel comfortable to meet the business people, and business people also will not usually they don't have the idea of the criticality of developers. So it's this, since this is the part of the 12 principles, I think maybe we should be able to, I'm not sure whether this will be able, I mean, ready to be implemented in practical life. So that was my
Okay.
feedback.
Okay. So actually, in practical cases, these things have already been implemented several times, thousands times, and more than millions of times in every different projects or different teams and different delivery. So this actually gives a better result. So we'll talk about those and in the remaining sessions, as we are in the principal case stage. So we'll come and you will find out this how this work together work. We'll show you that path also.
Sure, thanks.
So number
Can I
7.
share a
Yes,
little bit
please.
to that? Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
please.
So basically, if we look into software firms that are actually based on some product, okay, so on that side, or actually on their environment, or on their software premises, it's very much common to have business people to get together and working together side by side with technical peoples. Because if we talk about like something like an MVP, even if it's an MVP, it's very much required to know the insights of the both sides. One is is the product is the sellable or still capable of being even feasible to the market, and the second one is that it's even technically feasible. So I don't know about any other industries, but here in Bangladesh, there are some actually quite a few firms, to my knowledge, that have the business graduates team act as their non-technical PM, so that the collaboration becomes more rigid and fruitful for the both end. Actually, that shared actually not that becomes unusable uh, to up to date. So this is not at least not in that uncommon in our industry in Bangladesh.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, actually, yes,
Yes,
please.
actually, um, I had experience working in the IT department of Grameenphone, and also I had experience working in the Accenture environment. So I've seen. That's why I was saying maybe for this, small sort of organization, that helps sometime. I know, I understand, but in most of the cases, I've seen that Accenture like organization also, they keep things quite apart. Definitely they have quite good reason. So that's why I was actually saying that. And I think that if it is really implemented as Zafar Bhai said, I must say that that should be adding more value, of course, of course.
Yes, actually, what I am saying, sir, and this is the principle actually defined by these people. That means working together, and these. So actually, this actually bit challenging. All of us know this is challenging. But yes, as it is challenging, but if we can make it, then that can create some wow factor. So that's actually the point, and that's why it is defined as a principle. Okay. So now coming to that working software. So no, this is the working software is the primary measure of progress. So normally what happened earlier, if you think about a big project, a 2 years project, you will find out that 1 or 2 months or 3 months gone, or even some cases more than 6 months gone for the say that okay, we are designing the software. So actually, customer not getting any value because he is getting a design, it doesn't work for him after 6 months. So he or she needs the working software, the functional part, actually at least something, some value delivery for him. So after 6 months for a 2 years project, after 6 months, at least 25% of the time burn. So if the delivery team cannot deliver anything, so that means actually that will not work because this design will go and go and go, and but it will not end to the end to the system, make it before make it forceful life. So what will happen? This active active status of this working software will not come. So that means summary is that we have to think about this working software, functional software, useful software, not part of it or any non-functional delivery. Sustainable pace. So
Zafar Bhai, I could not understand it. Sorry, the number seven.
okay, come again. The working software. Normally, what happened for a big project? Why I'm telling this is coming for a big project is very easy to give an example. For a big software development, let's say it's an ERP, enterprise resource planning software. So normally people used 6 months or 7 months, or even some cases I seen 8 months gone for the designing of that, collecting the requirement and designing of that software. And at the end of the end of the time of 2 years, if we find out that development is only 50% of what is desired. So actually, so in that means what is the mean? At the end of the 2 years time, customer had no choice left. Already he as he or she invested lots of money, so he or she need to think about, okay, let's go, somehow we can make it run. But if we can go from beginning that some functional part of the delivery from each month or something like that, then what can be happen? that is after 7 months or 8 months or 10 months, so you can see the visibility and the product what we
Got it. Got it. Thank you.
okay. So now coming to the next, sustainable development, sustainable pace. So lots of us might face this scenario that sometimes teams gives a very good delivery, then after a long while they have no progress because they are busy with the different module, different core engine or something like that. So actually that is not expected. Expectation is like that, if you can deliver, you mention it in the document, and so mention the in the requirement, and is sustainable, that means after certain interval you will give something to your stakeholder or customer. Okay, that means your out delivery of the things will be a sustainable pace. That means after some certain period it will coming and coming and coming, so I can see that okay, it's coming, earlier it was 5%, now it is 10%, tomorrow it is 20%, something like this. Okay, technical excellence, it's very much challenging part because people are some days come very common myths that agility not support the technical excellence. No, technical, we need to think about this way automatically, that okay, we are going to manage it our own way of work and we need to excel ourselves. So this, having this technical excellence is the principle for the in soft agile practicing teams. Simple solutions. So
Ali here, sorry to
yeah,
interrupt.
please.
So,
Yes,
use attention to
your voice
excellence.
is breaking.
Is it fine now?
Bit better.
Yeah, thank you. So, continuous attention to excellence and good design enhance agility. So, how exactly it would be achieved? Because see, what I feel is sprint might be of 1 week, 2 week, or it depends again, like how soon you want to shift the product to that market. But how you would attain the technical excellence here?
Okay, coming to that point. For example, uh, I can share, yeah, I can share you one project experience. Share one project experiences. What I am currently facing. So that was an integration of the project.
Sorry, can we mute if
Yes,
somebody is
yes,
not?
yes, yes, yes. Let me hold on.
Side effect of working from home, bhai.
No
Yeah,
problem.
that's true. Sorry. Yeah, obviously.
That's very cute. Sorry,
Yeah,
it's okay.
it's something like a nature. Like actually, they are supporting us to work from home,
Yeah, yeah,
so we cannot. Yeah.
yeah.
Ignore it. This is the reality. Okay, so coming to that point, actually, my screen is visible now.
Yeah, I'm able to see the principal slide, 12 principal slide.
Yeah. So technical excellence. For example, I can show here one project where I am working with. So that is an integration project. That means we have to integrate 35 different organizations and their services together. Okay. So the now question is that we have to a small sprint. We have to deliver those, but how we can excel in ourselves. So in that case, team decided, okay, well, let's go. We'll go for a microservice architecture
Yeah.
because this will help us to make it. But interesting part, earlier team have no experience of that, but they said we have for to make it better, we have to make it happen. So then they decided to develop themselves and equip themselves to be an API developer. So and this gives me an for me actually I can everywhere I can reference this team's experience because they have no they're traditional Laravel developer, so and Java and AS.NET developers, but now they're saying that no, we need to change it our own way of delivery and technical part, so we'll go for you'll use that platform but for through microservice architecture. So and they made it. So the interesting part is that they made it. So that means yes, if as a people human being If we try to excel ourselves, that is possible. So that is what say that okay, whenever it is agility is there also, it doesn't mean that you need to be stuck. You can excel also.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Simple solution. It's also a simple relates to earlier one also. That means whenever we are thinking, we no need to think it very complex way. Just think and think in a simple way. Because what happened whenever we got any requirements or we have got anything to do or to develop, so we think that what are the pros, what are the cons, what will be the menu color, what will be the features, if not then what will happen, something like that. So just simply think, don't think that complex, because even your stakeholder didn't think that complex way. So he just only think about that, okay, I need these things, okay, let's explore it. So this is from that case we need to be more cautious actually, and to make it simple design, not any complex things, because nowadays people are not saying that looks no, I say everybody every time you'll find out that people are not looking for any complex solution, they are asking for a simple solution by very lightweight, very easy, user friendly, and that's all. Okay. Now, the most important part is the self organizing team. The most challenging part, I would say, yes, most challenging part also. Because if the team have no bonding, then it's really absurd to get this achievement. So, the team need to be self organized, and they need to be collaborative each other. Okay. And they need to be emerged from this total delivery and design, everything will come from this, emerge from this self-organizing team. So that means you no need to push somebody as a project manager. So you look, you need to Mr. X, you need to, you have to do this by today, I'm following you. It's already mid of the day. So so what 2:30, what is your progress? Are we going to meet it? No need. Because in the agile way, it's saying that the team will be responsible for any progress or failure. So everybody will be careful. Okay. So I can share you an example. When we, some of us friends, for example, you 5 friends are moving to a for a sightseeing purpose. You plan for a travel. What do you do? We do our work own way. We distribute among ourselves who will do what, who will manage the hotel booking, who will manage the traveling tickets, and who will manage the sightseeing, those venue tickets, who will manage this expenditure. Correct? Am I correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So this, and I want to hear from you guys few self-organizing activity we are doing, or you have seen around you. Over to you, please.
So I would like to bring different things what I have seen here, Zafar and team. So initially, when Scrum was started, right? So every time Scrum Master used to push, say like, hey, uh,
I'm going to hold you, make you hold,
yeah,
because just because my example is a few friends who are making a traveling plan. Because actually, initially I said the agility is around us, among us, personal life, every life is agility everywhere. So can you draw some example? Very a good example right now we are challenging, we are facing is everywhere is this self-organizing. It's not for your professional team, it might be your family, it might be your friends.
I can share one good example for you guys, not
Okay,
for
please.
girls. Actually, in this pandemic situation, we had made and we had to, skip it because of the, hygiene maintenance. So now I'm working from home. My husband, he has to go out also. But when he is home, every time, whatever I'm doing, he is trying to help me, washing, sometime washing dishes, sometime working, helping and the clothes washing, and also bathroom cleaning. So and my son, other day, he helped me in the, he was saying, okay, Mama, you do this part, let me clean those rooms for you
Yes.
for cleaning purpose. So
Yeah.
I think this is what I am experiencing in this self-organizing teams. That's to, I mean, we are different people, but we do other things in our daily lives. But now they are, becoming together.
Very
So
good.
yeah, that's it.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. And any example more? Any more example?
Yep, I can give you one.
Yeah, please.
Okay, so currently, what we are attending the training, right?
Yes.
See, you are going to organize a training. So who will be the collecting the emails? Who will be sending? Who is going to schedule it? So all these things done by one person, right? So
Yes.
that's part of part of the Scrum Master. You can call it as.
Yes. Yes. So looks, you see, when all of us, we can see that agility is actually around us. So that means we are actually all time in react as per the situational requirements. So not all time we need to, somebody need to say that, okay, Mr. X, you do this, Mr. Y, you do this. So, or Miss Z, you need to do this, because actually for the situational requirement. So we take to the decision what we need to do, what I need to do. So these actually things need to be put in your project delivery practice, engineering practice. That is in the team level. If you make people are self-aware and self-organized, then nobody need to push, because they know what they need to do, what they need to deliver. Okay. So this is a self-organizing team. And this, the last one is the reflect and adjust, and it is actually in most of the case somebody call it inspect and adapt. Okay. So whenever you are doing something, because for example, let's have a think about, though in COVID-19 time we don't have that option, but just go back a flash few months back. Say tonight we have a party, family friends party. So what we do, every time when we are ready with the dress up and everything, it's a party, so we need to make a party dress and something like that. At least even as a male, we check in front of mirror, that okay, whether we are okay or not. So why we're doing this? Okay, because to checking whether if I miss anything or not. So same similar way in software engineering, we have a testing part. So what we do, we check that okay, what are the things delivered, designed and delivered, is the properly or not. So is the right way it's designed and worked or not. So actually, if we check, then we can correct ourselves. So and why it is important? I can share one incident. That is one organization. They have to deliver some banking software, customer information system. So, and when they did the delivery, that delivery took 3 days long more. So the development team lead, so he asked the test lead as a friend, and both of them are very close friend. They said, please help me to manage these 3 days. We don't want to get the penalty, OLD. So the software team lead, he asked the testing team, okay, avoid some tests. And as a result, when the software released to the market, and after a few days, this hacker got a good chance to hack it and steal the 2.7 million customer data. And as a result, that customer become dead. That means because everybody, that's a financial organization. So, and the software house become abandoned because they have been blacklisted. And then banks become a dead organization because everybody, nobody is trusting them. So they have to abandon their, they have to declare that we are absolute failure for this banking service. So you see that one small thing, one small check impact where. So I would say that this inspect and adapt is a very important things, and this is the 12th principle of Agile. So this is in a single at a glance. So here I want to this actually I would say again, they deliver value, embrace change, deliver frequently, work together, motivate individuals, technical excellence, face-to-face conversation, sustainable pace, work software, simple solutions, self-organizing teams, reflect and adapt, or inspect and adapt, adjust or inspect and adapt. So whatever it is, this is the 12 principle we use.
Okay,
Sorry.
sorry. Actually, I
Yes.
have one. I want to have one doubt. Okay, so
Yeah.
anybody can help me on that. Okay. See, actually, I have been working in both waterfall and agile. Okay.
Hmm.
So what I have been observed, I mean, when I compare both in waterfall and agile. Okay. So other than the software delivering a software in the sprint by sprint. Okay. So I did
Hmm.
not find much difference over here compared to both. Okay. So I mean, what I'm missing, I want to know. So if somebody can help me on that, that would be great. Just like an open, I have one thing in my mind. Just want to check
Okay.
with everyone.
Okay. Here. Okay. Now, first thing that you see, here is some practices gap.
Mhm.
Because one is top down driven, that means somebody is going to ask you what you need to do. Okay, as a software waterfall, as per the waterfall, you need to make the design first, then do the development, and then go for the testing and go for the final one. And you go in one round. If you're in the development part, you find out that, oh no, there's some features still missing, you need to go again to the design part, then again development, and then testing, and the things. That means you are
Yeah.
coming from the, but
Yes,
here, but
correct. That I understood. Actually, it's kind of a, step by step process. We have been following in a waterfall model.
yes.
Okay,
And if
but
for a bigger project, for a
Mhm.
bigger project, these waterfall steps are very costly. Because for a bigger project, if a 2 years project or 1 year project like CRM or any integrated software or any ERP software, so yeah, enterprise software, if it is after 8 months you need to go to design level again, so you can imagine that level of challenges are there. But in the agility, what we mentioned, I'm going to that slide.
Zafar Bhai, what he actually wanted to know is that you know better, because he said that if any of us, though are novice, those are novice, maybe we can have sort of differentiation. What is different from the project management and agile, right?
Yep,
Dr.
correct.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Sorry for troubling. Just I would like to clarify that one. Only thing, basic thing is that in waterfall model, the authority presides over work. Like a manager, he dictates or he controls or monitors the team.
Mhm.
Whereas in agile, the scrum master plays a servant leader.
Mhm.
Yes.
Okay, so he drives it. He doesn't have any authority over the team. He only
Because
facilitates the team.
right, in
Whereas,
as yes, yes, and in
and second
agility,
point,
yes, please.
sorry. If you,
Yeah.
Jafar, if you want, you can continue. No problem.
Yeah. So in another point is that here the in the agility, then in the Scrum is coming up right now. You'll find out that delivery owns that what who will deliver what things. This ownership is from the development team. Okay. So development team actually the owner of any success and failure. And in the waterfall, actually project manager, we normally blame to the project manager. Okay, you failed, your team people failed. But uh, in terms of the agile way, because this team said so. And the who are saying that you can add more if you want actually.
Mhm.
The
Okay. The, second thing, for waterfall model, we have a concept called uh, point of contact.
Yep.
If
yes,
ever I have 10 members of team, not 10 members will interact with the sponsor or a client or the business analyst or a product owner. Only
Mhm.
one or two people who are the responsible. Remaining people will be like a active supporting to the responsible person.
Mhm.
Whereas in agility, everyone will be the owner of their own module and he drives himself for that module delivery, as
yes,
Jafar Bhai said. So he can approach the client or anyone without there will be no hierarchy in agility. Whereas waterfall follows the precise hierarchy and he cannot skip that hierarchy.
Okay.
I
yes,
can suppose a new developer who joined in the waterfall model cannot directly go and speak to the client on the next day.
Okay.
Whereas Scrum on the Scrum meetings or the retrospective meetings, you can directly speak to the client or the customer on a daily
Mhm.
basis or weekly
Mhm.
basis or monthly basis.
Okay.
And third point, as Jafar mentioned, if ever I have large projects, first goes the design phase, and design need to be signed off by all the stakeholders, sponsors, and the users.
Mhm.
So if ever the requirement gathering is 3 months, and then they're signed off, and then the development team comes in. Till the time, the development team is not in the scope at all, and they will be
Mhm.
busy with other activities.
Mhm.
Once the development team comes in and if they find any ambiguous in the requirement,
Mhm.
then the same business team which has been already released, they will be on other project. They will be not supporting us. Only they will be facilitating us. So again, we need to pull back the team back to the project, and we need to make all the clarifications. Till the time, again, the development will stop because since it is a sequential model. Unless until the sign off document is signed off, the development team will never start working. Whereas
Yes.
in Agile, you have any mistakes, we'll rectify. We'll like so in the daily Scrum meetings or the retrospective meetings, either will let us know or the product owner will let us know. In the next sprint or in the next backlog, we'll clear it up.
Correct. And also there is some activity where the roles and rituals also is there. We're coming to that very soon, so that
Zafar bhai,
here
sorry.
here we can, yes, please.
From the very novice point of view, the difference
Yes, please.
I can I could visualize. I mean,
Yes.
I was trying to map it in my mind that it's so similar, rightly said, that it is very similar. But how it difference that's is the entire process is actually uh, making a sort of prototype by maintaining all the process in it and rolling it out by a similar sort of prototype by improving the requirements or changes. So that's how for example, like if we want to make a box, a big box, okay, but at a time in waterfall we just try to build the one side, then other side, and fourth side, and the surface. But in agile, I think the every unit they make it by following the process, and gradually they build it so that the block or box become very strong. That's what I was trying to map it in my mind. I'm not sure
Okay,
if
but here one more thing actually I have observed here. So in the especially in the agile process, like I mean, like
Just one
when we
second,
move. Okay.
Jafar bhai, I do have one client meeting right now, so I'm dropping out. Animesh, huh?
Okay, no problem.
I'll
Thank you.
join maybe that after post meeting finish. I'll maybe try to join. If it is
Thank you
still
very much.
lengthy, so I'll join next week or not again.
Definitely.
Thank you, bye.
Most welcome. Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Thanks everyone. Bye.
Thank you. So like one more thing actually. See, actually like here in waterfall, like I'm finding a lot of documentation. Okay, so then the new people or like anybody coming to the picture. So if I share the document, they're easy to adapt that like in the system at least. Okay, especially like in the agile model. Okay, so like lack of documentation. So like I want to know like how should we overcome these kind of problems especially?
Actually, right. So I can answer. So, but
Yeah.
if anybody want to answer, you can. I'm
Yeah,
welcoming.
just I want to say that in agile model it is not true there is no documentation. There are documentation, but documentation are quite less. Okay,
Yep.
like in like a waterfall model is useful when the requirement is straightforward and we know all the requirement. Then there is no point of using agile there, because if it is a straightforward and we know the all requirement and it is a just simple project, so we just can go to the waterfall model. But when the requirements are unknown in most of the cases, then we must follow the agile, because yeah, whenever whenever is requirement not clear, so we need to discuss with the clients for each of the every time and what we need to do. So that's why the agile is more agile process comes there.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry guys, like
And
I'm asking, like I'm
yeah,
taking a lot of
please.
time. I'm so sorry. Okay,
No
please.
problem. No problem.
No.
Please. Please.
Yeah, Jafar, if you are okay, like I can add some points here.
Yeah. Please. It's
Yeah.
all
So
our open platform.
yeah. So normally in Scrum or Agile, like whatever frameworks we follow, so what happens is we break down the work structure. So as you were saying, you do like about documentation, right? We will minimize the documentation here, and as Sanjay told, so the documentation would be minimized and implementation would be more here. So if say like if you have any team member who wants to go through anything, or if he goes to the application and he wants to understand any specific thing, he can go to the completed backlogs
or select the sprints, or he can just search, might be the tool whatever the team is using, might be TFS, or say like Jira or whatever it is. So they can go and search for that particular functionality name. So if you search for that, you'll get all the PBIs related to that particular functionality which has been implemented. So you can go through there and you can get it in a granular way. Say like if you want to know any specific thing, what I can say is any example like all PBIs will be having acceptance criteria. So you can get the clear picture from what has been implemented and what it is doing. So that way it's not like you need to have a detailed documentation, because say if you want to see something, you'll have to go through might be a level of documentation or pages of documentation. But here, if you want to know a specific functionality, you can search for that particular word in the backlog, and you can get the exact content.
Yep.
Okay.
So see, that's what that I agree actually, Anil. Actually, so like especially, I mean, few cases it worked. Okay, from my end. Okay, so we worked like that way. But the thing is, like I mean, agile is like frequent changes. I agree, like according to this 12 principles. Okay,
Yes.
but the thing
Yeah,
is, like,
yeah. Actually, is it like sorry? Is it like versioning? We are making one document, master document, and then maybe sprint wise will update the versions. Is it like that from the documentation point
Not
of view?
all cases,
No.
not all
Okay.
cases, because it's not like version upgrading. We are adding because
Yeah.
what we are delivering. And one more thing here I
Yeah.
want to add actually, that look, what happened normally, a good documentation, everything well documented, but people don't care about the functional part. But so that's most of the case happen. You'll find out lots of software project experience in cases. They're very good documentation, very well maintained, everything is there. And especially this happen in the government projects, especially this in south continent, the subcontinent, it's especially happen. They're very documented but not in use. So
okay.
this actually, but apart from this, normally what happened, if we go in the agile way, these are coming, you will find out, because all I have seen that the lots of queries are there. Why? Because we are not following the agile way properly. Lots of myths and misconception mixed up, and that's why it's not actually any particular framework we are following. We are just in blending. And so this is really tough, because actually we'll find out, we'll in the later on session of the session 2 3 and 4, day 2 3 and 4, we'll find out lots of myths and misconception. These are really challenging part. Okay, so these are we need to address, because if we knew the right things, then we can avoid the wrong part, and then the right part, right actual benefits will come up. So I'm going to we're going to discuss coming in, because all these myths and
Just
part
one thing I like to add regarding
yeah,
just Anil said like Jira, Trello, but Agile does not recommend any tool. If
any
someone
tool,
can manage
right,
the process using a simple notepad or a simple just Excel sheet, then it is also okay.
or
Yeah,
any
it is.
sticky notes over the board.
Yeah, that is the Kanban system. The sticky notes is also come from the Kanban system.
Right.
Yeah, that is for information radiation. I mean, like those
Yeah,
are information radiators. But if you
yeah,
want to know what has been worked, you need some repository. Yeah, it might be a notepad, Excel sheet also. It depends on what company is following. So the
yeah,
reason is,
company.
yeah,
Certainly.
you should have a repository. Like what are the tasks you have completed, right? That should be
Yeah,
accessible
yeah,
for the team
certainly.
members. So that's what. Like
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not. Yeah. So I just took the name of this particular TFS
No,
or
no, no, no. Just it is
Agile.
not just, it is a
Yeah.
discussion. Don't take it other way.
No, not at all.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Sorry.
let's
Not
go.
at all.
We'll find
Yeah.
out all together
Like
one by one.
Sure.
like
Yeah.
like in our company, like we build our own tool. We like do not use Jira or like
Yeah.
Trello, etc.
So
Okay.
good. Okay, let's see the what is called Agile Universe. Actually, Agile Universe means is means actually the here is Agile mindset. That means 4 values are there, 12 principles. Based on that, around nowadays 100 plus methods are there. So what we hear is mostly think this is Scrum is one of the Agile practices, but we think that it is Agile. No, it says one of the framework, one of the methods we are actually using. So based on these 12 4 values and 12 principles. So most of the I'm going to share some of the frameworks names here. This but not limited to, because lots of others names are there. Somebody might you might have used, somebody might have bad good experience also on that. Like for a small level team, it is Scrum, Lean Software Development, as somebody of you already mentioned, the Kanban, Extreme Programming, CI/CD, Continuous Integration and Continuous Delivery, and the Feature Driven Development, Test Driven Development (TDD), and sometimes another is the Crystal. And Crystal, there is multiple type Crystal: Crystal Red, Crystal Orange, Crystal Clear, something like that. And in a large scale, whenever it is a large scale work, so scrum at a scale, large scale scrum, safe. I think some of us might have very familiar with the safe, because larger scale organization like big four or Fortune 500 companies who are practicing agile, so most of them are following safe, discipline, agile delivery, DAD, and the dynamic system development method, DSDM, and agile project management, agile unified process, and open unified process, lots of something like that. And some of us might have doubt that, okay, how this agile way works for for a bigger project. Just I want to mention one of the aircraft manufacturer company. They are currently using their everything, total delivery design works and everything, using agile way. And their total 2600 staffs are working in agile way, and they're following in one practice and methods and properly. And as a result, till now there is no failure of their delivery timeline or deadline currently. So for the record purpose, for the official purpose, I'm not putting those names, so but it's proven record. So that's all from the overall primary part. So I'm
I
going
have
to
one
take.
question here. Sorry,
Yes,
actually.
obviously.
Yeah,
Yes,
can you go
please.
back?
Yeah.
See, is there any thumb rule like we need to follow? Okay, so which practice like bets for like which organization, something like that? Just want to know anything.
No, actually, what happened? People, most of the case. Now I'm coming to the usability part. In the overall agile practice around across the globe and the world, 60% people following Scrum. Okay, 60% people following Scrum. Around 18% people following XP for the extreme programming. Now are for larger scale practice, safe scaled agile framework, Scrum at scale are in progressive, that means the be in bigger part. So most of the case safe is the higher. So it's actually depends, that means in your organization times which way. For example, another framework is the lean startup. For example, if you are a startup, then what kind of agile way, framework, what are the things you need to do, that is mentioned there. So depends actually, whatever it is fit for you. For example, just think, for example, you went to a shop, okay, and you want to buy a t-shirt. So what you will do, you will just check which color, which size, which type of your expectation, whether that matched with or not. So you'll find that lots of variations are there, right? So based on your body structure, body height, weight, and everything, your choice, color choice, you choose the right one. Another one thing which will fit to you. So these frameworks are actually based something like that. It's like an menu buffet. So lots of menu options are there, but you need to know a bit more, and then you need to decide. And actually most of the case, most of the people, that is around, I mentioned 65% people is following the Scrum, because it's bit easier, practice and known, people are much more aware of it, so it is easier to talk about and think about. So and though in the from now onwards, after this break, we'll go deep dive to the Scrum part. But if any of you have any query regarding safe, Scrum at a scale, so or Kanban, so Tawfiq bhai and me both of have this idea, so we can further discuss over there. So now we'll go for a 10 minutes break, 5 minutes break. Tawfiq bhai, please.
Just one thing. Hello.
Yes, please.
Yeah. just even like in some cases we can mix the processes like in Scrum, when the development team was managing the sprint backlog, they can use their for their usability. For their purpose, they can use the Kanban board. Okay, for sprint backlog management, like we can also use the processes in combination.
Yeah, definitely. That I mentioned that it's actually for as per your requirements, which one, how, which one and how you want to fit in for you. So it's something not like that some of the other shirt you will pick up. So you will pick you run as per your requirement, so whatever it fit. Ji, Tawfiq bhai.
Yeah, I want to add one thing that anyone can use FDD or TDD along with Scrum also, right? So we can mix up all these things, team level, right? So same thing as someone actually mentioned earlier, that we can use Kanban board for measuring the progress of our team during the sprint. Right? So I actually I want to request everyone to join the Trello board, because
uh
in second
Tawfiq
half
bhai,
we have to, yeah.
I would request, I'm just taking a 5 minutes break, and but
Yep,
you please continue, because the other our fellows are here, so friends are here, so we can you can share those basic things. I'm just coming in 5 minutes.
Okay. So actually, I have one
Me
question here, guys.
also taking 5 minutes break.
Can we go back to the previous screen, please, once?
Jafar bhai,
Yeah.
actually, yep.
Okay. So my question is like, in the regarding that, like in each framework, right? So, so each framework, like, is there any team size has to be, I mean, specific minimum or maximum team size has to be required, or like, we can implement either way, like, I mean, like, whichever organization fits actually. So that's like,
Jamini here. Well, in my organization, we follow Scrum as a practice, and we also implement Kanban to track the issues. So, Scrum and Kanban is one form of agile aligned with agile principles.
Mhm.
Yeah, can you go
Yeah,
back
I
to
have
the
a question
screen?
here
Like,
actually. Sorry.
mhm.
So, like, see, when you're doing like, delivery,
Mhm.
okay. So in the agile board, like, we are going to follow, like, I mean, especially in the Kanban board, okay. So do progress and like, testing, and I mean, like, it's going to be final, then stays, right? So like you guys like
So
you
when
guys
it comes to
follow.
sprint board, so we are tracking the
Mhm.
activities in sprint. So when it goes to the regression or bug fixing or UAT, we are using the Kanban for tracking. So
Okay.
whatever if it is a 2 weeks of a sprint, we are doing it in a sprint board, and we are linking whatever the regression issues or bugs to a Kanban board. This is just for tracking purpose, because in Kanban we have limited options, but in Scrum we have stage by stage. Like we have the analysis, and we have the the development in progress, the testing, the
Mhm.
defect. No, for us to know where exactly we are in the progress terms, we can use the
Okay.
Scrum board. So Kanban, in a higher level, I can say you can use for issues. Issues in the sense they can be only like three states, like to do, in
Yes.
progress, or fixed
Oh,
or
yeah.
not. So it will be easy for tracking
Okay, so
purpose.
if that is the case, like, in the production bugs, like every 2 weeks we have a release, sprint release, right? So if
Okay.
you like, if it's coming from production, okay, production bugs.
Uh-huh.
So you mean to say you are going to whatever is coming,
Yes, Kanban. So all these production issues, bugs, defects can be tracked in a Kanban
okay,
board.
okay. But the thing, my question is here, like, I want to know. See, if you are making, like, I mean, Kanban board, you are going to use more effect, I mean, efficiently. Okay, but it's going to be affect like, it's going to be affect the regular delivery of your, like, 2 weeks of sprint, right? So in the middle of that, like, any production bugs come up. Okay, so how we are going to manage, like, both as a development
Correct.
team? It's a minimum of like, 10 people are like limiting on the team size. How you
Okay,
guys are
so
going to
how
manage?
we plan here is
Mhm.
we allocate 5 to 10 story points
Mhm.
for production or any regression issues or any, I mean, like bugs,
Mhm.
so that the other team can concentrate. So in my team, we have around 7 developers,
Mhm.
out of which we assign one main developer to address only the production or the regression issue.
Okay. Okay.
Did
Got
it
it.
answer your question?
Yep. Yep. So if that
Yes.
is the case, like, if it is a, is there any, priority? If it is high priority, it's going to be like, it's a SLS has to be defined like that way.
Correct. SLAs has to be defined. So in Kanban, we have that facility to define the SLAs by
Okay.
which we can assign the ticket directly.
Okay. Okay. So like, the points, like, if it is come to story point, okay, the
Mhm.
issues, like, how we are going to track the story points there then.
Okay. So for an issue or
Mhm.
for a bug, we don't have any efforts which has been estimated in
Okay.
the process which I work.
Okay.
Ideally, it
So,
should be like that.
okay.
And that is the reason we allocate 5 or 15 or 10 points separate to that. No matter it's an SL1, SL2, SL3, we allocate 10 points, 10 story points or
Mhm.
one resource to dedicatedly assign that bugs so that he or she can look into it. It will not hamper the sprint which the other developers are working.
Okay. So if it is that, like, if you are going to do that, like, how we are going to create the task for those actually, how the task is going to measured for that actually. Story points are going to be the story points, like, sorry, issue actually, how it's going to be work.
So that's what we don't have any story points for that. Okay, we don't evaluate story point for each and every bug. Instead, we give 10 or 15 story points, or 10 to 15 efforts, so that
Mm-hmm.
one or two developer can take the production issue or end-to-end issue or whatever it is.
Okay. Yeah. Now I got it. Yep. It's going to be task level. It's not going to be breakdown by the task
No,
breakdown.
no,
Not
we are
going to be
not going
product.
to estimate any points for it.
Okay. Got it. Yep. It's going to be a subtask in Jira. Frankly. Okay. Got it.
Correct.
Understood. Yep. Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Yeah.
Hi everyone. I have a query. What will be the role of testing team in this Scrum process? Do anyone of you have idea, or is it the testing also will be done by the development team?
So I can take it up if like if you're okay. So actually, in Scrum, right, you'll not have a separate team like QA or say like developers. We'll have only three stakeholders, three teams here. I mean, like a set of three teams here. Like three members. One is Scrum Master, Product Owner, and you'll have a development team. So development team will consist of developers and what is it like testers. So there won't be any segregation here.
But
So his role
the
will be the
testing
same.
at the initial stage, testing team will be inactive, right? In that case.
No, they won't be inactive. So they will start the once. It depends again if you are working on manual or automation. So what happens is like once the sprint starts, you'll have to start off with the test cases. Okay, so by the time you start up the test case, what happens is like you if you finish it earlier also, like you can help developers in testing in their local, not extensively, but to up to certain extent, because here all as a team, the goal is to deliver a quality product. So if you have time, you can definitely collaborate with development team, help them in their local testing. And then once you get it on, so that if you find any issues on the high level, you can get it resolved there instead of it moving to QA environment, then going back to development. So we can reduce the time, since sprint will be, everything will be a time box, so it might be a week sprint or two week sprint. So as a tester, you have to get started from day one, and once the particular item is being given to QA environment, then you'll have to start certifying it and then move it accordingly. So it's not like you'll be idle. You will be working with the team.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
and that
Yeah.
means that development team, the resource of them must have the testing capability as well, sort of.
Yeah, they will be doing the unit testing.
Yeah. So actually, Nasimapa, actually, what will happen? Uh, Development team will be responsible for all. So they will do the development, they will do the testing, they will do all sorts of analysis, architectural design, DB relevant activities. So there are no subtitle or other title than development team. So Scrum has only three titles: product owner, Scrum master, and development team. So development team is like a you can say like a football team. In here, actually, you have midfielder, defender, striker, everyone. So they have actually different type of skill, right? But they will work together under a same title. So they are going to use a same title, uh, that is development team.
Yeah, actually, why I'm saying that, what happened that usually tester are, are kept separately so that they don't
Yep.
get, I mean, biased by the development process or development capabilities. That's why actually testers are kept outside of the team. That's what usually used to
Yep.
be,
Yep.
so that
So
neutral point of view, they can find all the problems and bugs and all those things. So
yep.
that's why I was thinking, if it is within the team, then how we will be assuring that the testing capability or all those things are
Okay, so
ensured.
in later stage of these classes, we will discuss the definition of done, right? So here in definition of done, we will take care all about these quality issues, right? And yes, we all did these things. We had a separate QC team, right? And they they did all the testings. But what will happen? There is a handoff between development team and a QC team.
QC,
So
right,
there
right.
is
Okay, got
right.
it. Thank
So
you.
there is another waterfall, a small waterfall inside the sprint, right? So that's why Scrum focuses on a single team and everyone with cross-functional. So that's why we are calling it cross-functional team, right? We have to have a tester, we have to have a DBA, analyst, architect, all these cross-functional team
Yeah,
member. And
got it, Daya. Because QC is the accountable for the all the assurance, quality assurance, right? Okay, thank you.
right, but they will be under development team. There is no separate QC team, right?
Yeah, in Scrum, there is no single person or is accountable. It is the whole development is accountable.
Yep.
Yeah, why
So
actually, why no? Why I'm saying, I had a sort of experience of